guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back on this totaled Talon build series. If you guys didn't catch the last video, we're tossing around the name of Nightmare or just calling it the totaled Talon. Drop down below what you guys think, or if you got any other suggestions, drop those down below too, we're curious. Before we get into today's video, I want to say thanks to you guys for supporting us, getting some merch. In one of the last videos, I gave a shout out to ourselves, which is teespring.com/stores/blownbudgetoffroad. Link is always in the description below the video. I was explaining how if you guys ever wanted to support the channel, now is the time, as we are dropping some money to get this thing back on the trail. We need some important upgrades, safety, sounding right, got to get some good tires, you know, lots of upgrades to keep us safe basically. So appreciate you guys that have already bought merch, and if you guys are looking to support us, that is the best way. So aside from that, just continue hitting that subscribe button. If you guys are new here, we appreciate the support. That is the best way to get this channel to grow if you enjoy what you're watching. So hit the subscribe button and always hit the like button. But aside from that, real quick, before we get into today's video, we do have a sponsor for the video today, and that is Fly PPG. They're a paramotor flight training and sales specializing in adventure paramotors. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know anything about it, but I was checking it out, and it looks pretty rad. So enjoy today's video, but before we get to it, we got a little commercial here from Fly PPG. Alright guys, so before we dive into the Talon, I just want to say, hope you guys stick with us through this build content. There is quite a few videos in the Talon build and repair, building it up, putting the aftermarket parts on it that we're choosing, etc, etc. But I do want to say, this is like the perfect time of year for this type of build to go down in this content. So it's not that, you know, we're choosing to work on this instead of go riding. Honestly, we probably wouldn't be riding anyways. It's freaking January, almost February, and we live in Wisconsin, so it's very cold. Got a bunch of snow. It's like -8 without the wind chill today. So just know that if we weren't making these videos, we wouldn't be making any videos at all. So I've seen some comments about like, oh, quit talking and ride, or quit talking and fix it. It's like, I just hope you guys understand that, you know, we will be back out riding when we get this thing fixed up. We're gonna do more riding than we have ever done before. So this will get us motivated to get back out onto the local trails and test this thing out and start trying it out, and more than excited. So that being said, I want to explain where we are at. If you guys didn't catch the last couple videos, you can go check them out for a more in-depth explanation of how far we've gotten. But basically, we pushed the shock tower out, rebraced it there, and got the shock tower straight, and then we re-gusseted down here where the frame was cracked, and then we replaced a whole section of tube, the main runner there, that was completely mangled and actually broke in half and re-welded. And then this tube was re-welded and just sketchy, so we went ahead and replaced that also. We've got that looking good. So that is our main structure. Doesn't seem like a lot of progress when you look at it. Like, we've only got a couple tubes and some gussets in, but it was very time consuming, and we wanted to make sure everything was right. And we wanted to make it look right. We probably could have just gusseted this tube like we did back there, but that was not nearly as bad as this was. I mean, for reference, if you guys didn't see the last video, or you forgot, this is what that tube used to look like. And yes, that is a bolt in there for filler. So pretty crazy. I will hang that on the wall though, kind of a cool keepsake, as I've never repaired a side-by-side that was totaled before. So it's kind of cool. It's been fun, time consuming, but I'm gonna get to work now. So first thing I did since the last time you guys seen a video was clean this place up. In the last video, Josh and Billy were out were over helping me fab and get going on the Talon. So huge thanks to them for coming out, filming some videos, and banging out some progress on the Talon. So now, had to clean this place up. It was a war zone from hustling, trying to get this thing straight, basically. But so I'm gonna finish out a couple gussets. Got some stuff that I want to do here to the A pillar. This was the tube that supported the shock tower, and it was bent here, and it was bent, and some of these welds were cracked, etc., etc. So I'm gonna do some gusset here, and I'll show you guys as I do that. But I also need to finish and make sure that everything on these two tubes are fully welded before I move forward. I need to bang this stock steel plate that goes under the diff. Need to hit that back up as we kind of peeled it out of the way. It's super thin junk basically, but need to hit it up, and then I can go ahead and weld the tube back to that as well. So we're gonna get to it. So we've got the this lower skid beat back up, so I'm gonna go ahead and weld it in a couple spots. And then it was cracked here from when, or not cracked, it was cut here from when we cut this tube, the old tube off right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld that up, make sure that all these joints are fully welded as well while I'm in there. All right guys, so we've got these two gussets here on the main A pillar. Just spooled up some quick plates, tying these two bars together. Those are the main bars that we've been kind of pushing in, measuring off of this whole time. So went ahead and did a nice gusset here, tied that one to the A pillar over to there. And then on the back side, did the same thing, just tying the two together. So basically just gusseting those tubes together, making it all stronger for the A pillar. I mean, the A pillar is very important. Clearly the cage bolts right up to it, so that was pretty important to us. I don't know if it was set in this, you know, we're a couple days later now, ran out of welding wire and stuff, so got this, everything down here fully welded out, and we are moving on to the next project.
What's up guys? So just want to thank and shout out Whirly Custom Fab for our Talon bumper do-it-yourself kit, repair fab, whole thingy, you know. Here's the parts. Got her tacked up, ready to be welded, burned in. Whirly Fab has multiple Honda Talon parts, cages, doors, tree kickers, radius rods. He's coming out with A-arms, has a winch plate, and for guys like us with our do-it-ourself fabbing, check him out. He's big in the diesel industry, for you guys that don't know either. Duramax, Cummins, Power Strokes. Anyway, back to the video.
All right guys, we got this bumper bracket welded on. Saves us some time and fab there. Nice, and it helps us locate both sides too, so definitely it's cheap stuff that saves time, and you know, that's what this whole project is a lot of time. So pretty cool piece there. What do we got going on now, Billy?
So now we got Josh, he's working on the diff mounts. So we just bolted it to the one side to kind of get the diff back level per se. And now he's working on cutting up some brackets for that.
Use 3/8 starter rod to smash it, since all our bolts are either gone.
I don't know if we ever showed the old bolts, but you know, she's a little,
looks good to me.
we literally had to cut the head off of it to even get the diff out because it was so bad. So for now, we're just using rod to get the diff kind of centered, and then we'll have to measure and get some new grade A bolts in there,
or rod,
or you know.
Budget.
And then me and Justin are over here working on getting the A-arm tabs figured out, I guess.
It's
so
going really well though.
Yeah, so we're using that SuperATV lower gusset kit. We bolted it onto the other side, which was always been straight. It's kind of what we've been going off of the whole time. Then came over here, bolted this on, and then right here, so as you can see, there's almost a perfect gap for where an A-arm tab's supposed to be. So we're gonna start cutting those up, and then.
So what that does is kind of gives us our height here. So we just made sure that from the center of this to the center of that bolt, which is the upper arm, is the same as over there. So made sure we had that at the right height. Then that gives us the right depth off of the tube. And we measured that, it's somehow.
Yeah, all of them are actually the same.
Yeah, they're all the same to the center of that slot. So it's working out well. The plan is coming together. So pretty cool. Just gonna keep plugging away on these diff mounts and A-arm tabs, and we'll get you an update when we get some stuff tacked in there. All right, we got the first diff mount in. These 2 pieces. Josh cut a little triangle piece here, and we welded a nice flat piece in there down at the bottom. It looks good. Josh is working on this guy here now, and Billy is working on. Let's go see what Billy's working on.
You don't want to look at it yet.
What's Billy working on?
What am I working on?
Some A-arm tabs.
A-arm tab.
Big things happening.
Yeah. Looks better now.
Well, we got the diff mounts mostly welded. One of them's kind of tacked in because the upper needs to get pulled. The diff needs to get pulled out in order to fully weld that last mount. Billy and Justin are over there doing the tabs for the lower A-arm. We got to tack that on before I can remove this C-clamp. And then I'll pull the diff out, and Justin can finish welding that.
Did we get it back to the right place?
Wow, it's turning out pretty good. How's it going, Billy?
Hey guys.
Oh God.
Got our tabs that I spent an hour on. They look like.
You spent an hour on that?
Well, yeah, this is like the 4th rendition of them, so.
Oh.
But we're getting there.
Good thing we only got to make one set of them.
Yeah, might be here a while. I would have just ordered them off Amazon and got them tomorrow.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't have went around that.
Still a little less work.
Gotta make this fit better. Hang on.
Man.
Perfect. Mo better.
It's gonna be good though.
Like love?
I don't know. We'd have to use this piece because it's got that.
Yeah.
Bog deep. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get the Talon going?
Limiter. We'll do that in the parking lot.
All right, guys. Next day, just me out here in the shop for now. I think Billy and Josh are coming a little later, but last night we stayed up late. Got probably just a couple hours of fab. We started at like 7, got done at like 11 or 12 or so, but got a lot done yesterday. We did the diff mounts, as you guys seen, did the AR mounts, as you've seen, bumper mounts. So a bunch of little stuff, but we are ready for paint. So we're ready to paint this hole from like this section down. Basically from here forward, we're ready to paint. We do still have more fab going on up here, but if we paint all this, that means we can start putting stuff back together here, get the diff back in, and start rolling on that method. Get the arms on, get the shocks on, like keep moving. So in theory, aside from the shock tower, which we'll probably tackle later today, this thing's ready to go back on its own feet. So that would be cool. We do still have, like I said, some more gusseting we're gonna do up in the upper frame, but right now, ready for some paint. So I'm gonna throw a little time lapse together. We'll see how it turns out. All right, so we got her all painted up here. Used some primer first, and then went ahead and threw some gloss black, or semi-gloss black spray paint on it, and turned out great, if you ask me. I'm super hyped with the way this thing's turning out. I think it's gonna be really strong, and it looks really good, in my opinion. I mean, if this was the same size tube as that, you barely even tell. But overall, super hyped with the way this project's going. I'm gonna end it off here, but I do want to give a shout out to some sponsors that are sponsoring the build. So give them a like, give them a follow. I also want to give a shout out to you guys for watching all these videos. Hope you guys like the build content, and there's plenty more to come, as we're making good progress, but we are doing semi-detailed videos. So obviously we've never done a rebuild on the channel before, so I'm curious how these videos are gonna do. Obviously it's hard to keep up with with a baby and full-time work and working on this thing and editing videos. So I am a little behind, so none of the real rebuild videos have came out yet as I'm filming this, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys like them. If it turns out that you guys don't really like them, we'll just do more of like a broad update video, probably to finish out the fab and stuff. But we do got some aftermarket parts that once we're done with the fabbing, we are gonna throw some aftermarket stuff on, and pretty excited about that. It'd be cool to finally get this thing back on its wheels and get riding. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Stuck and Josh is rolled over.